Good morning. Today I want to finish the discussion we were having on spiritual discernment. It's about 28 degrees outside, so it's a little cool, but this is an important message. So, last time I told you the prerequisite for spiritual discernment, and you can go back and watch that video later. I'll leave a link to it in the description below. And I also talked about how natural man and natural Christians discern something spiritual. I think most people think that just because it's spiritual content, if you are studying it or interpreting it, then you are spiritually discerning it. But that's not the case. That's not how it works. Okay, so spiritual discernment is based on two parts. There's two parts. There's a part that you do, and there's a part that God does. So this is where it gets a little tricky. You can't rely on yourself in order to spiritually discern something. Okay, so the first thing you do is you must inquire of the Lord. You must ask. And that is your part. You study, you pray, you ask, you do your due diligence, as we used to say when I was working. But the big part is God's part, because we're dependent on God for everything. And actually, there's another part you do at the end, and I'll tell you that in a minute. So the part that God does is God shows you. Because of yourself, you cannot figure any of this stuff out unless it's just straightforward stuff. You must be born again, be baptized, and receive the forgiveness of sins. This is straightforward stuff, but not everything is black and white. And when you have life situations, tough situations, it's even less clear as to what the Lord is doing. That's why you must be shown. Okay, so you must wait and watch. If you ask, you don't always get an immediate answer. Now, the more spiritually experienced you are, the more likely you are to get a direct answer after you've been doing this as long as I have. But most of the time, even most of the time for me, you don't get a direct answer. You have to wait and watch. What are you doing, Lord? And you have to look. You have to see what the Lord is doing, and you watch with anticipation to see what the Lord is going to do. And the Lord, as I mentioned, the Lord doesn't always speak to you directly. Sometimes he speaks to you through someone else. Sometimes he speaks to you through something in the environment. And this is the work of the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit may lead you through some pretty crazy, pretty unusual circumstances, but it's because the Lord wants you to experience something and to touch it and feel it and sense it. Not just be told, but he wants to show you. So you have to keep your eyes open and waiting and watching to see what and when the Lord is going to show you. Okay, so the last part is you must be sensitive to your spirit. You have to be sensitive enough that you could sense the minor, gentle, delicate movements of your spirit. Because when the Lord shows you, your spirit is going to move. It's going to jump, but it does it very quietly. And if there's sin in your life, if your emotions are racing, if your mind is too busy with crazy thoughts, you're going to miss it. And if you don't have the Spirit of God within you, then you're not going to get it either. And the only way to get God's Spirit inside of you is by being baptized so that you will receive the gift of the Holy Spirit. Acts 2:38. Believing, saying a prayer, no, that's not going to do it. That's not going to save you. You must be born again. You must come in contact with the blood. Then you have the ability, the Spirit in you that will work with your spirit so that you can sense what the Lord is telling you and showing you. That guy scared me when he walked by. All right, so I hope that gives you some insights. And thank you. Hello, how are you? Everyone speaks a little bit of English here. This is just an amazing country. It just exceeds my expectations. Everyone is so nice, and it's not a materialistic country. People focus on people. They don't rush you in and out of a restaurant because everyone's trying to get your money and get you out of there and get somebody else in. People will go out for coffee and they'll sit there for a couple of hours and talk to people. They don't just sit there and look at their phone for 2 hours. And in this country, because people were commenting and telling me I was anti-Christian because I'm in a Muslim country, and this is just totally ridiculous nonsense. And I don't know what people are thinking. Maybe Christians should only go to Christian countries. Well, how are you going to ever reach people for the Lord if you just stay in your own little world there? But this is an amazing country. There are American flags flying everywhere. There's a statue of Bill Clinton here. By the way, as I told you in a previous video, I'm kind of sort of related to Bill Clinton. He is my mother's cousin, kind of, sort of. He was adopted, but or maybe not adopted, but he took the name of his adopted father, more or less. And so kind of sort of they were cousins. All right, I guess kind of sort of, not really, makes me related, but probably in that part of Arkansas, everyone's probably related anyways. All right, so that's it for today. Everyone have a great week, and we will catch you later.